Hello and welcome back to Your Absolute Mind. I'm your host, Paula Sweet, and today we're delving into a topic that's woven into the fabric of everyday life, but it often goes unnoticed or undiscussed. In today's podcast, we're talking about lying and deceit and how this can have an impact on our mental health. Now, I know this isn't usually a topic that comes up when we talk about mental health, but do bear with me. I know we've all heard the saying that honesty is the best policy, right? But let's be totally honest with ourselves right here, right now. We've all told a little white lie at some point in our lives. Whether it's telling a friend that their new haircut looks fabulous, when in reality you think it looks like a lawnmower has run amok on their head. Or simply just nodding along when your grandma tells the same story for the 10th time, pretending like it's the first time you've heard it over and over again. Sometimes we lie because we think it's the nicest thing to do. And sometimes that's right. If the option is to be nice or to hurt somebody, then being nice is always the best option. But on a more serious note, have you ever stopped and wondered the kind of impact that lies, and especially the bigger and more deceitful ones, can have on our mental health? The truth might just surprise you. Now, when we lie, it creates a real mental burden, an overload. This is due to the fact that each time we lie, our brain has to work overtime just to remember the details of every single lie. It's a little bit like juggling. Each lie is another ball thrown into the air. And sooner or later, it becomes a stressful endeavor just to keep everything afloat. And one wrong move could result in everything come crashing down. Now just imagine how much our brain has to remember if we tell a few lies at a time. Try to think back to a time where perhaps you've told a lie and you've had to remember all the intricate details, the who, the what, the where, and the when. Now, if you've experienced this, you might have noticed a sense of anxiety or those stressful feelings creeping in as you try to scramble around and recall the intricate web of deception that had been woven. Now, that feeling, that's your stress response kicking in. It's your body's way of telling you, hey, this isn't natural, this isn't healthy, and this feels wrong. Now, there was a fascinating study conducted by the University of Notre Dame, and this study was called The Science of Honesty. In this study, they found that the participants who consciously avoided telling lies reported significantly less mental health complaints, like feeling tense or melancholy, as well as fewer physical health complaints, such as sore throats and headaches. Just imagine that. Just by telling the truth, it might be the cheapest therapy that you could ever get. And so you see, that's where the beauty of truth comes in for our mental health. There's peace in truth, in authenticity. And when we're true to others, we're also being true to ourselves. We don't have to remember the intricate details of a lie or to worry about being found out. We can reduce our own stress levels simply by being honest. And we can spend that mental energy on building genuine relationships, on our personal growth, or simply on taking a breath and just enjoying the moment. So I'm going to set a challenge for all of us. For the next week, let's all try being completely honest. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out and be brutally, cruelly honest about your co-worker's new shoes. Remember, there is a fine line between honesty and cruelty, and we need to learn to navigate what's right and what's cruel. But in situations where you feel the urge to start weaving a tale, I want you to just pause. Pause before you say anything. Reflect on the situation and the words that were about to come out of your mouth, and then choose the truth. It might feel uncomfortable at first, as sometimes the truth feels like you're being cruel or confrontational. But as you practice, you might start to notice the mental clutter clearing up, and your relationships become stronger as you practice honesty. Open, honest communication is something that I talk about in therapy, and particularly with couples counselling. As to build a strong foundation in any relationship, we need to be able to be honest with each other and be able to have what we might perceive as could be difficult conversations, but in reality, they're just honest conversations. And those conversations can free us from our emotional burdens and stress. Now, it's important to note that if you are finding it difficult to tell the truth, or if lying has become a bit of a habit, it might be worthwhile speaking to a mental health professional. They can provide guidance and they can support you, and they can help you to understand why you lie and how to best break the cycle. And on that note, let's wrap up for today. I hope today's podcast has helped you to reflect on the importance of truth in our lives and how it impacts our mental well-being. Just remember that each moment we choose truth over deceit, we're taking a small step towards a healthier and a more peaceful state of mind. Remember to join me in our next podcast when we continue to explore the intriguing world of mental health on Your Absolute Mind. Let's all take this journey together towards understanding growth and ultimately peace. I'm Paula Sweet, and don't forget, our minds are absolute, so let's fill them with truth, positivity, and love. And if you find these podcasts are helpful, don't forget to share this podcast with your loved ones and give us a rating on your podcast platform. It really does help. For now, stay honest, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.